What's up, everybody? It's Greg2G, long time no see, and like I said last year, the pretty much only thing that gets me to make YouTube videos anymore is Chrono Odyssey, and they started ramping up their communication a lot in April of this year, and now they're getting pretty close to a closed beta, which will start in June. They haven't set an exact date yet, so people are suspecting probably in Steam Next Fest or something like that. That's coming up in early June, I think June 6th or somewhere in the first week of June or so. Yeah, so if you have not yet, make sure you go on Steam and request access to the beta test, and hopefully we get in, right? Moving on, there's a huge video they dropped today. A 20-minute video that we're going to be watching together. Developer interview number 1. Let's just get straight into it. Dude, the combat looks so sick. And the monsters are so unique looking. Chrono Odyssey's executive producer.
My name is Don, and I'm one of the product managers working on Chrono Odyssey.
Oh, what's up? Hello, Don. Nice to meet you. Alright, that thing looks like out of... When we began developing Chrono Odyssey, we wanted to make overall progression just as enjoyable as endgame content. Oh, we got a bit of character selection here. Berserker, Relentless Warriors embodying raw fury. They have 3 weapons, chain blades. That sounds sick. Twin axes and battle axe. Okay. Assassin, masters of stealth and precision. Saber, wrist blades, and musket as their weapons. Wrist blades, that sounds sick. Looks like lots of customization options here. Rather than focusing solely on competitive aspects, we want player to explore seamlessly without loading screens, whether that be wandering in the woods, cutting trees, fishing, or teaming up against powerful monsters. This degree of limitless adventure is unique to MMOs, and we wanted to bring this to Chrono Odyssey. Yeah, I think no loading screens is pretty important these days. It isn't your typical fantasy setting. It's an eerie, imposing world that evokes a sense of dread and wonder. We drew inspiration from Prometheus, the cosmic horror, and they have a threat similar to the Zerg in StarCraft. Okay, cool. We brought these elements together to shape our own distinct universe. Hope you guys don't mind me reading the translations out loud. The story of Chrono Odyssey unfolds in Cetera, a realm where past and future collide. Here, the very laws of reality come undone as gods, humans, and unknown entities known as the Void come to a head. In the absence of divine order, the boundaries between dimensions collapse, giving rise to war and invasions. This vast scale of chaos and despair sets Chrono Odyssey apart from traditional MMORPGs. As the protagonist, you'll stand against formidable foes and even traverse past and future to alter the fate of Cetera. It goes beyond simply defeating powerful monsters. Our goal was to immerse players in an epic narrative where they must confront forces far beyond their comprehension. Chrono Trigger is a game that left a very lasting impression on me. I was fascinated by the concept of using time to prevent a cataclysmic event. That made me wonder, could we bring the concept of space-time into an MMORPG? We thought long and hard on whether we could bring this to life. Yeah, I'm really interested to see how they implement that in an MMO. This would come to form the foundation of Chrono Odyssey's world building, rooted in the themes of cosmic horror and space-time. Many believed incorporating space-time manipulation into an MMORPG was impossible, but we brought it to life through a system called the Chronotector. Huh. Okay. I want to make it clear that we didn't develop Chrono Odyssey just to showcase our technology. Unreal Engine 5. With Unreal Engine 5, we bring the chaotic world to life just as we imagined it. That's why we don't feel the need to highlight the engine itself. What mattered the most was enabling players to fully experience, oh my god, that's sick, the world we envisioned. Dude, that's so sick. We wanted to create an environment where players feel, perhaps without even realizing, that they're under the influence of peculiar forces struggling to prevail in a ruined world. The core of Chrono Odyssey is the blend of reality and unreality, the familiar and the unfamiliar. Structures like the Chrono Gates may appear man-made, but they're not. Dude, that looks so sick. They're designed to evoke a sense of intimidation, even from afar. We portrayed natural environments such as forests, lakes, and mountain ranges as realistically as possible to further enhance players' engagement and immersion. However, scattered throughout Cetera are massive otherworldly entities that defy logic and comprehension. Cetera's atmosphere goes beyond just exploration and natural wonders, invading across dimensions the void-wield power no ordinary human can resist. It's a realm where unfathomable beings loom in sight. Dude, their presence lingers throughout the land, spreading ruin and wake. By blending realism with surreal, we created a world where order collapses and terror takes hold, far beyond what humanity can withstand. I wasn't expecting this all to be mostly Korean. I wasn't expecting to have to read all this. We wanted players to create their own stories through the adventures and exploration they choose. Okay. Traditional MMORPGs often rely on fixed main questline, forcing most players to follow the same path. But we took a different approach so that players can experience the joy of discovery on their own terms. Okay, that sounds cool. With the Chronotector, players can trace remnants of the past or catch glimpses of the future. While investigating ruins, they can manipulate time to reveal hidden paths or reconstruct past moments to discover entirely new routes. Okay, hold on, I gotta pause this for a second. So we can see some menus here: map, quest, guild, social settings, Chronotector. Can't really, what's that say? Character inventory and skills. Okay, so we're looking at the quest log right now. Okay, that sounds really cool that you can just like basically have a completely different experience than anyone else with your campaign, your main story. Rather than simply completing quests, players will witness the world's changes and uncover pieces of an epic narrative. Aside from the main questline, players can enjoy a variety of content including trials, labyrinths, and field bosses. Okay. Most in-game activities grant experience points, allowing players to reach max level through gathering and crafting alone. Oh, sick, so you don't even have to do the story. Traditional MMOs haven't always been friendly to players who prefer non-combat activities. True. But in Chrono Odyssey, we've built a system where players can progress through... Okay, I'm going to read it and then we'll go back and look at what's going on here. Exploration and crafting while still benefiting from trading and sharing information with combat-oriented players. Okay, gathering wheat. Some mining. You can see they're showing off two different, like one playing with you can play with a controller, and then here we have keyboard and mouse. Some herb gathering. Players can choose their own playstyle and progress in a way that suits them. We've also minimized in-game guidance to encourage curiosity and let players discover the world themselves. Breaking away from traditional MMOs, many MMOs tend to force players into fixed roles, such as tank, DPS, or healer, each with its own skill builds and gear requirements. But Chrono Odyssey breaks away from that traditional model to encourage players to progress however they wish. Okay, so no Trinity. We wanted every battle in Chrono Odyssey to be meaningful. We implemented parry and parry mechanics to ensure outcomes that aren't decided by stats alone. Additionally, the system is designed to let every player contribute their own in their own way, offering more flexibility in combat.
않게 모든 유저가 자신의 역할을 수행할 수 있도록 설계하여 전투의 자유도를 높이고자
Dude.
했습니다. MMORPG에서 흔히
Rather than sticking to conventional MMORPG content like large-scale siege battles or arena-style PvP, we aim to deliver a unique experience through a distinct PvEVP system. Okay. Unlike other MMORPGs, Chrono Odyssey is built for smaller scale play. Okay. Players start out either solo with a small group, gradually expanding their party over time. Huh. Even at max level, the game encourages players to stick with a 5-man party, emphasizing our vision of shared exploration and collective adventure. At first, we planned to clearly separate roles like in other MMORPGs. But as development progressed, we realized the need for hybrid classes. That's how we made classes like the Assassin and Ranger. We introduced a variety of weapons to move beyond fixed class roles and support more flexible and varied playstyles. I wonder if you can easily switch between the weapons, or if you have to commit to one. Above all, it was important to ensure that healers and tanks wouldn't struggle when playing solo. To that end, we designed healers to be able to progress independently. An MMO doesn't mean that players should always be in a party. True. Our goal was to let players progress in battle as they see fit. Combat in Chrono Odyssey revolves around a weapon swap system in lieu of skill chaining. Okay. Tell me more. Unlike traditional MMOs that rely on a single weapon. Okay, so we can see down here, probably a bow or crossbow, and then daggers. So kind of like Throne and Liberty, I guess, probably. Was that PvP right there? That was PvP, wasn't it? And a huge boss right here. Chrono Odyssey encourages players to switch between 2 weapons strategically during combat. Initially, we were concerned the system might feel too complex or overwhelming, but we believed that it would add meaningful depth to the combat if players could naturally come to understand its value. Nice, sword and shield. That's exactly why we're introducing an elite boss early in the game, so players who only use a single weapon will struggle. Due to skill cooldowns. Through this experience, players can naturally grasp the importance of weapon swapping. I wonder if it's automatic though, because I hate when you have to manually swap weapons. I like how in Throne you'd basically automatically swap. Based on the philosophy of easy to learn, hard to master, we designed Chrono Odyssey's combat system to be accessible for everyone. Easy to learn, hard to master, okay. But the deeper the players go, the more they'll uncover tactical depth to the combat, I think it said. Depth and strategic variety. We believe weapon swapping will remain essential even in endgame. Weapon swapping isn't just about switching gear. It also grants passive buffs, letting you shift your setup in real time during combat. Nice. Since each weapon features a distinct style, your playstyle can change dramatically depending on which combination you choose. We didn't want combat to rely heavily on skill numbers or HUD elements. Instead, we wanted to emphasize creating your own attack patterns and using techniques against enemies so that combat feels fun and engaging. Rather than creating too many skills, we designed each one to have multiple functions. Ooh, okay. Situational skill usage will prove crucial in the heat of battle. Chrono Odyssey's combat and weapon systems are simple at their core, but carry much depth. When players switch their weapons, the flow of battle shifts, giving them the freedom to shape their own combat style. That must be one of the trials right there. Just tons of enemies coming at you. Core gameplay. When developing Chrono Odyssey, our philosophy around combat and adventure was core to how we built the game's content. For the CBT, combat is divided into 2 main types, single player and party-based content. So we got Chrono Gates, Trials, Expedition Dungeons, and Region Bosses.
1인 도전형 컨텐츠에서는
Single-player content requires players to rely on skill and strategy.
무엇보다 중요하게 적용됩니다. 이 컨텐츠의
These
핵심은
experiences are meant to push players, making them grow stronger by
스스로의
facing
힘으로
challenges
한계를
head-on.
돌파하며 성장하는 과정에 있습니다. 대표적으로
Chrono Gates are a good example.
이에 해당합니다. 강력한
In
모의
one-on-one battles
조화의
against powerful void
위대의
apostles,
전투에서
players must
플레이어는
read
상대의
enemy patterns and respond
전략적으로
strategically.
대응해야 합니다.
Oh, sick!
이 과정에서
Each encounter will hone their skills and strengthen their character.
숙련도 또한
Dude,
높아지도록
oh my god, this
설계되어
looks so good.
난이도는
The
높지만
difficulty is high, but so is the
플레이어
sense of
신의
achievement and the value
특별한
of the
보상이
rewards.
그만큼 크게 와닿을 것입니다.
Yeah, talk about the loot. Trials are another single-player experience designed to offer more than just combat. Players will travel across time and space facing puzzles, traps, and randomized mechanics, creating a new experience with every run. Dude, sick. Sounds like sounds kind of like a roguelite mode, maybe, something like that. Along the way, players will not only refine their combat skills, but also test their creativity and decision-making. We designed party-based content to emphasize teamwork and strategic coordination. Expedition dungeons are a good example, designed for 3-player parties where each player takes on a unique role, making teamwork essential. Unlike large-scale raids found in traditional MMOs, Chrono Odyssey offers a more focused co-op experience that delivers a tactical gameplay even with a small group. Region bosses present challenges on a much larger scale. Guardians, the powerful protectors of Cetera, require players to work together. Multiple parties must... Sorry, I was too busy watching the combat. I missed that last line. Must coordinate and combine their strength to prevail. Those who overcome the challenge will earn unique equipment linked to a game's lore, not only strengthening their characters, but also revealing more about the world itself. Both solo and party content serve a clear purpose. They're not just there to help you progress. They're designed to give players a focused goal in gameplay, something to really feel and accomplish while playing. Solo challenges are all about skill and strategy, while party content leans into teamwork and playing your role effectively. Alright, makes sense. In Chrono Odyssey, players can choose a combat style that fits their playstyle, allowing them to experience the game in a way that feels uniquely their own. Exploration is divided into 2 types of content, player-driven and goal-oriented. Labyrinth, time portals, and bounty hunting. Okay. Sounds like maybe the bounty hunting is probably like dailies or something like that. Player-driven content allows players to freely explore the open world of Cetera at their own pace. Our goal was to encourage players to explore, discovering hidden lore, and carving out their own path. Along the way, your journey naturally ties into character growth, making exploration feel more personal and immersive. Labyrinths are a prime example. These twisted rifts in time and space are filled with puzzles and moments of discovery. Sick. Oh my god, you can crawl. We designed labyrinths to offer a break from intense combat, giving players this so much reminds me of Destiny in a way. Players a chance to enjoy the thrill of exploration. I really liked that about Destiny, how they hit a lot of stuff and you had to do a lot of jumping puzzles, that sort of thing. A special treasure awaits at the end of each labyrinth, along with the possibility of uncovering more secrets. On the other hand, time portals let players step into the past, where they can gather rare materials and items tied to the overarching story. Interesting. Dude, this world. These moments not only reward exploration, but also deepen immersion. Dude, that was so fast. By revealing more of the world's lore. Bounty hunting blends open-world exploration with goal-oriented gameplay, giving players a clear sense of direction. Okay, sick. We designed bounty hunting so players can freely explore while always having a goal to guide them through Cetera's vast open world. I wonder how big it actually is. During their hunt, players will naturally come across new areas and gain opportunities to discover hidden secrets. It makes me wonder if if everything in the open world scales to your level or something, then it kind of has to have, you know, the way they designed it, so you can like basically you don't have to follow a specific campaign. So I think it probably would be scaling. I'm not a huge fan of scaling, but I don't know. We'll just have to see. Bounty hunting isn't just about eliminating threats. It places players in the role of a peacekeeper, removing threats and restoring calm to Cetera. That purpose adds meaning to the experience, making bounty hunting feel even more immersive. For character progression, we took a different approach. Okay, what are we looking at here? Some sort of crafting menu. Running into, yeah, like the crafting shop here, I guess. The workshop. Crescent plate armor. Oh, okay, so like you can track a recipe, and he had the crescent plate armor recipe tracked up there. Cool. Players can develop their character freely based on the path they choose. There it is, crescent plate armor. At the heart of the system is crafting and enhancements. Oh yeah, of course, enhancements. It's a Korean MMO. You gotta have those enchantments. Using life skills, players can gather rare materials and craft high-tier equipment that directly impacts their character's strength. Progression will feel more hands-on and rewarding as a result. Enhancements are powered by materials earned through various activities like combat, exploration, and gathering. With so many ways to obtain these materials, players can progress their character according to their playstyle. We've also reduced the risks tied to enhancements, so even when progression slows, there will be another way to grow stronger. So can you actually blow up your items though? That's what that's what I'm wondering. Like lineage. The crafting and enhancement systems are deeply connected. Okay, so like that kind of sounds like, yeah, maybe you could blow up your items, and then like, yeah, you have to go farm more materials to try again. Players who focus on combat. Oh my, how he said this whole sentence in like 3 words. God, Korean's crazy. Players who focus on combat can gather materials through boss fights and dungeons. Meanwhile, those who prefer a non-combat route can still reach the highest level purely through crafting and gathering. Okay. In the end, progression is shaped by player choice, offering more freedom and a deeper, more enjoyable experience. Yeah, I like that. I like the sound of that. It sounds way more solo friendly than freaking Throne and Liberty is. Ooh, roadmap, let's go. The upcoming CBT will be the first public test of Chrono Odyssey. Our goal isn't to present a perfectly polished version, but to gather feedback from players and continue to improve the game.
One of the core elements we're focusing on during this CBT period is improving the multiplayer experience. An MMORPG should be all about playing together, and we want to make sure that's reflected in Chrono Odyssey. We'll be working on content density to make the world feel alive, and continuing our efforts to make exploration...
Dude, look at these cities and stuff back there on the screen.
...more immersive, and ensure there's a strong sense of discovery as you journey throughout the world. In Chrono Odyssey, there's no right or wrong way to progress. Whether you enjoy crafting, gathering, exploring, questing, or simply engaging in combat, the game is designed to reward you for playing your way.
The MMO genre was the ideal fit to portray the world of Chrono Odyssey. To build a living, dynamic world, we're planning to introduce new regions and create unique content centered around the themes of time and space. Instead of relying on traditional portals for time travel, we're planning a system where players can move between different timelines seamlessly. Huh. Interesting. We're also aiming to move away from the usual structure where you must clear one area to access the next. Instead, the world evolved. Okay, so that basically explains, what I said, what we were talking about earlier with everything scaling to you. Which, I mean, I'm not against it. I'm not really against it or anything, but It's kind of nice to wander into areas and find something like just truly way over your level and have no chance sometimes. So I hope there's like at least a little bit of that. Not everything scaling, but we'll see. The world evolves with player actions, with new areas unlocking as you explore further. With Chrono Odyssey, our goal isn't to keep adding systems without due cause. We want players to shape the world through their own actions and feel truly immersed in the process. Chrono Odyssey isn't a game we plan to launch and leave behind. What matters most to us is creating a game that grows and evolves alongside its players. To everyone joining the upcoming CBT, there's one thing we'd like to say. Don't just follow the questline.
Chrono Odyssey isn't about moving from one objective to the next in a straight line. We want you to embrace the spirit of exploration, share your discoveries with the community, and find your own way through this vast, mysterious world.
Dude, that's going to be so fun. Our first CBT offers just a glimpse of all that we've prepared for Chrono Odyssey. The story will continue to unfold after launch with new regions, new classes, and a wide range of content that expands the world and deepens exploration. We're excited to see the stories you'll create together with Chrono Odyssey. Based on the feedback from the upcoming CBT, we'll keep improving and refining the experience.
Our goal with Chrono Odyssey is to create a title that has broad global appeal, bringing players together from diverse backgrounds to share an immersive MMORPG experience.
We can't wait for you to step into the world of Chrono Odyssey. Please look forward to the CBT. We'll see you again soon. Dude, fuck yeah. Oh my god, I can't wait. Playtest on Steam, so I guess it's not going to be on consoles, unfortunately. But that's one thing I'm really excited about for this game is that it's also going to be on consoles. That's definitely going to boost the player base and that sort of thing. The one thing I'm wondering though, like, is I wonder if the servers are going to be like you can have servers where you see like pretty much everyone everywhere, or if they're going to have like sharding and that sort of thing. However, yeah, we'll have to see how that turns out. I wanted to go back through a little bit, look at a few things, because I was busy mostly looking down here and not up here. This looks pretty sick. Portal, Defector's Lighthouse. That must be one, yeah, time portals. Cool. What else do we have here? Oh yeah, the PvP we saw, a little bit of PvP here. I wonder what that E means. Is E to target the person, or... Yeah, no idea what that means, but interesting. We saw the crafting and oh my god, that's so cool that you can freaking climb and parkour and that sort of stuff, crawl on the ground, and oh my god. This is going to be so fun, guys. Okay. Tell me in the comments how you guys are feeling about after watching this video. I'm freaking excited. I can't wait. I really hope we get into the CBT and get to check this out. Unfortunately, it sounds like they're looking at launching in the fourth quarter of this year, which is still a long way away. But maybe they move it up. If the CBT goes well, maybe they move it up. Hopefully. Yeah, that's a lot of hopium for me there. Anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. It's been amazing covering this game with you guys. Yeah, hopefully we can all get on the same server and play together. We'll see you next time in the next video. Peace and GG's.